Okay, so please tell me something about yourself. You are not audible. You are not audible. Yeah, you are not.
Yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So
Okay.
first of all, I thank you for this opportunity to consider me to take my interview. And I think that I hope that this interview is going to be memorable for both of us. So starting with my introduction, I am Soham Taneja and I am 17 years old. I hail from Jaipur, Rajasthan, which is also the pink city of India. My father is a lecturer and my mom, she is an optometrist. Talking about my academics, sir, I did my 10th and 12th grade from CBSE board, and I secured 99 and 98 percentage in both of them respectively. Sir, starting with my introduction, there are a few things that I would like you to know. Since when I was a child, I was first of all very spiritually connected. I got this very spiritual environment, very positive environment, which has, I think, motivated me to be a problem solver, which has motivated me to have a really optimistic attitude towards life, and to at least give my 200% in whatever I do, and leave the rest upon God. This has further encouraged me to balance both the aspects of my life, my academics and my extra co-curriculars. Because, sir, I believe in today's time, both of them are equally important. Talking about my hobbies, I love learning French. Uh, I got two gold medals in French Olympiad organized by ENB. I was also declared as the student of the year in my 12th grade. And sir, I love music. Talking about music, music is like my passion, my hobby, something which makes me and people that I know happy. I recently did my graduation equivalent diploma, which is Visharad degree in music, in Indian classical music from Gandharv Mahavidyalaya, Bombay. And I got highest marks in my city for that. Also, sir, one thing that I love to do is I love combining different aspects of music and, for example, math. So recently I learned this palta, which is basically a combination of swaras, and I think it is the perfect example of what is happening in the chapter of permutation and combination. Sir, if you'd like, I'll surely share that with you.
Okay. You're from Jaipur.
Yes,
Can
sir.
you tell me why Jaipur is called Pink City?
So Jaipur is called Pink City because if you talk about the main city, which is the wall city,
Hmm.
that is a lot of buildings are constructed in pink color
Hmm.
because Jaipur was, as you might know, Jaipur was constructed by Raja Jai Singh,
Hmm.
and pink color is is a symbolism of royalty because Jaipur is a city which belonged to Rajputanas. It is the
Right.
capital of Rajasthan.
Right.
So pink being the symbol of royalty, that is why Jaipur is called as Pink
So
City.
can you name any UNESCO World Heritage Site in Jaipur?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, I think one is Jantar Mantar
Mm-hmm.
and other might be Amer Fort.
Is Amir Fort a World Heritage Site?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, not an issue. Okay. You have been a spiritually inclined person. Can you tell me what is spirituality?
Yes, sir. Sir, what we basically learn being spiritual is nothing but we are told that thinking is not your true nature. Human beings are spiritual beings. So, what is spirituality? Spirituality basically tells us how to live in this world ever happy. How do we tackle situations? Just how do we manage this mind? And how do we always remember God? Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So, is it in your case, is it related to bhakti? I mean, is it related to devotion to God?
Yes, sir. I believe being spiritual, being academically inclined, being musically inclined, biggest thing. I think it is all related. And one major aspect that I have music as my hobby, it
Mhm.
is because I consider music as something I love, something which takes me to God, which connects me to the Almighty. Yes, sir.
Okay. What God do you pray like on a day-to-day basis? Like which God do you believe in?
So I was always told since when I was a child that see God in everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worship one particular God, don't worship one particular deity, but see God everywhere.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So do you worship? But I mean, do you go and worship in temples or exactly what
Sir,
you?
I don't
Yeah.
I don't go worship in temples,
Mm-hmm.
but basically, as I just told, we basically see God in everyone. There
Okay.
is God in my own self. There is God in you. That is what I believe is the main thing of spirituality.
Okay.
So we don't do any particular meditations or we don't go to any specific temples. We
Hmm.
basically just see God everywhere.
Okay. So how do you practice
Yes.
spirituality then without going to the temple?
Uh, yes, sir. So recently someone was asking me, ki, how are you spiritual? What is the particular time that you remember your God? What is that particular time you worship? So I was just answering them that there is no particular time that we worship God. We God is in our God is in our own self, and I just remember God every time. It's like a conversation going on between two friends, I would say.
Okay. Som, you said that you're a problem solver. Can you tell me an instance where you have solved a problem? Practical, real life problem?
Yes, sir. So can I have a few seconds to think about it?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, as I told, I held many leadership positions at school, and many a times there were conflict between students that I, as a student of prefectorial team, as a student of the student council, I had to tackle with them. So once I remember, I was in grade 10th or 11th. There was this group of students that were arguing about something. I don't remember the exact issue they were arguing about, but I remember that first of all, I made them calm.
Hmm.
Okay, this has happened. First of all, let's sit down and first of all, let's discuss the issue. What has happened? And
Hmm.
when I realized, when I made them calm, when we started talking, when we started communicating, there was no need for me to solve the problem
Hmm.
because communication became the key to solve the problem. So I just made them calm. I just made them realize that okay, you guys calm down and at least tell me what is the problem. And
Hmm.
that communication was half the problem solved. So, sir, that is how I believe I was a problem solver in that situation.
Okay. You say that you are a very optimistic person. Can you again tell an instance where you have shown your optimism?
Yes, sir. Uh, Sir, I wouldn't say this was an obstacle or challenge in my life, but when I was a child, I used to be overweight. Used to be chubby,
Okay.
and I used to, yeah, and I used to come home crying because all the students they used to tease me,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
I at that time I wasn't very optimistic because I was a child. What do you expect from a child, right?
Hmm.
So I came to my father, and he told me my parents they accepted me as I was, and they were like, okay, it is fine. And that's when I learned optimism. I started exercising, I started working out, not
Hmm.
because there was something wrong with my body, but
Hmm.
just because I wanted to prove myself. Fine. So that I believe, and after some time, puberty hit me, my height increased, and everything became all right again. So
Okay.
that is where I learned optimism from, and that is one instance I can recall right now.
Okay. Okay. Fine. You are an expert in French, or you learn French. What is the exact scenario?
Uh, Sir, I'm not, matlab, I learned French in school basically,
Okay, you learn
and
French
I
in.
was very,
Okay,
I learned French in school.
can you tell me what is the the English translation of the in French?
La or la,
So it
it
has
depends on the
it
gender.
has four versions, right? It depends on the
Yeah,
gender. Yeah,
yeah,
what are those
it
four
depends
versions?
on the gender, and yeah, there are four versions:
Yeah,
la,
yeah,
la,
yeah,
l'apostrophe, and le, and le.
right. And so what are
So if
why?
there is a
Yeah, tell me, please explain. Yeah.
so if there is a masculine singular noun, we use la.
Hmm.
If there is a masculine singular noun starting with a vowel, we
Hmm.
use la apostrophe. If
Hmm.
there is a feminine noun, we use la. And if there is a plural noun, any plural noun, masculine
Hmm.
or feminine,
Hmm.
we use les, le.
Right, right. Okay, can you
Yes,
tell
sir.
me the name of months in French? Name of all the months
Yes,
from
sir.
January to December. Can you please recite?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I'll have to take a few seconds.
No issues, no issues. I studied French when I was in school 10 years back, but still I remember.
Okay. Sir, they are kind of similar, but I think I kind of struggle with the pronunciation.
No issues. Yeah, I'll
So
help you out. Yeah.
Yeah. So January is January,
Yeah.
February is February,
Yeah.
March is, if I'm not wrong, it is March. I don't remember. It is
March is
kind of the
Mars.
same, but it has
Yeah, it's
Mars.
Mars.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mars. I
Yeah.
was struggling with the pronunciation.
Yeah.
April is April.
It's
May is
Avril.
Mai.
Avril.
Avril. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. May is Mai. May.
Right.
Uh, June is Juin.
Right.
July is Juillet.
Right.
August is Août.
Right.
September is Septembre. October is Octobre. November is November. And December
Right.
is December.
Right. Okay. So most of the answers are correct. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, you perform music, I mean, you are into music, and classical music.
Yes, sir.
Classical music, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why we see presently the interest towards classical music is decreasing and the interest towards the Bollywood music is increasing. I mean, the most of the students are interested in Bollywood music rather than classical music. Why is it so?
Uh, Sir, I believe it very much depends upon the music creators and equally towards the listener because music creators create what people want to hear. So I believe in today's world, there is it is a world in which people like to hear beats, in which they like to hear upbeat music.
Hmm.
So I don't think that is a problem, but I think that some music creators such as Sanjay Leela Bhansali, they are
Hmm.
creating classical music. So
Hmm.
classical music is also coming back in today's world. So they are creating classical music in such a form that the present generation would like to hear it. And that I believe is what should be done in present world.
Recently, when did Sanjay Leela Bhansali create classical music? Can you tell me name of any song?
Sir, if you have heard the song Lal Ishq or the song
Okay.
Ayat, so
Okay.
they are basically composed in Rag Yaman, which
Hmm.
is a
Hmm.
predominant rag in Indian
Hmm.
classical music. It is one of the first rag we learned.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So there are a lot of songs that are in present day. If you have heard Aaj Jaane Ki Zid Na Karo,
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
that is also in Rag Yaman only. So
Okay.
that is how it is coming
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Recently, a very famous web series was released related to music. Can you name that web series?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, it was Bandish Bandits, and I
Bandhan.
love all the songs.
Yeah. Have you seen that web series?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay. Okay. Tell me one thing. See, famous musicians like Kishore Kumar, they did not have any formal, they did not formally learn classical
Right, sir.
music. है ना? So,
So,
to be successful in the music industry, do you believe is it compulsory to learn formal music? I mean, classical music?
no, sir, I do not believe that it is compulsory. But again, in the present scenario, I would say if someone has music as their passion, to retain that passion, it is important to learn music. It might not be important to learn music as such, but for example, if I take my example only, I had the inclination towards music, but learning music, it kind of gave me a direction to put into. So I was learning a specified syllabus, I was learning ragas. And in today's world, I think it is very important to retain that knowledge. So that's where the role of formal music comes in.
Can you name any few gharanas related to Indian classical music?
Yes, sir. So about a few gharanas, there are six gharanas, वैसे.
Hmm. Hmm.
The most predominant ones. There
Hmm.
is Jaipur Gharana, there is
Right.
Gwalior Gharana,
Hmm.
there is Delhi Gharana, there is Kirana
Delhi
Gharana.
Gharana. No, I haven't ever heard
Yes, sir.
that word. Are you sure? Delhi Gharana?
Yes,
No.
sir. I am.
Okay. Ah,
Delhi Gharana, we say.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, it's
There
there.
is
Hmm.
Kirana Gharana.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I can recall now. Uh, and there are multiple sub gharanas also from this.
Okay.
But
Can you
my
tell,
main
yeah.
ones are these only.
Can you tell me the difference between the North Indian classical music and the Carnatic classical music, the South Indian one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, music is basically divided into two parts:
Hmm.
Hindustani music and Carnatic music.
Yeah.
So, the main difference I would say is that, first of all, the theory part is very different between
Hmm.
both.
Hmm.
So, if you talk about the ragas in music,
Hmm.
so we call the father of ragas is called That in
Hmm.
Hindustani music,
Hmm.
and the father of ragas in Dakshini music or Carnatic music, it is called as male. Both are the same things, but
Hmm.
we have 10 thats in Hindustani music and we have 72 thats in Dakshini music.
Yeah.
So that I believe is one of the major differences. Also, sir, the major style is the same, but I would say Dakshini music, it is more like elaborated form of music. They have a lot more ragas than Hindustani ones, and they focus more on the theory part. Their theory is very strong.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what is your stream?
Sir, I had humanities with maths.
Okay, you had humanities with maths. Okay, you are the first person. I've taken 20 interviews, but humanities का कोई बंदा नहीं मिला. Humanities में what all subjects have you studied?
Sir, I had English core, I had economics, mathematics, political science, and Hindustani music.
Okay, economics, political science, maths, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you have studied political science. Can you tell me what is Uniform Civil Code?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So talking about Uniform Civil Code, or UCC, as it is commonly called. First of all, I would like you to know the meaning of Uniform Civil Code. So if we remove the word civil from Uniform Civil Code, it basically becomes Uniform Code. So it basically represents a unified structure for all the civil issues in the country. Again, the question arises, what are civil issues? So civil issues basically means a uniform civil code that will deal with the civil issues that are, I guess, concerned with marriage, adoption, inheritance, and other such issues. So uniform civil code would basically, at present there are many personal laws prevailing in different religions.
Right.
So it would basically, what it would do is it would institutionalize those laws. It would not completely remove those laws, but the problem with those personal law is that sometimes they are not very clear. They are not wrong, but sometimes they are not very clear. For example, in 1985 or 86, there was this Shah Bano case. In the Shah Bano case, again a conflict between the Supreme Court of India and the Muslim personal laws. It came out to be as a problem. And since then, the topic of Uniform Civil Code, it has been kind of coming up. And I think it is a good measure, but I think the implementation and how it would become out, that would impact the scenario in the country.
Okay. So Soham, in politics, we have two wings: left wing politics and right wing politics. So which wing of politics do you relate yourself to?
Yes, sir.
Or
There are two wings.
or mixed, I mean, midway between the two, like.
Yes, sir. There are different political parties. For example, BJP is more of a right-wing party, and Congress, if you talk about the authentic Congress that was 50 or 60 years back, that was basically a centrist party that accommodated everything.
Yeah.
Sir, in my opinion, I would prefer a centrist government because if you talk about Congress at the time of independence, it is more of a right leftist government. But if you talk about at the time of independence, it accommodated everything. It had different faction within itself that would accommodate everything. So I would prefer a centrist government for sure.
Don't you think we are shifting towards capitalism, towards right-wing politics? India
Yes, sir, we are shifting.
Yeah, India is shifting towards right-wing politics, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you prefer centrism. Why? Because, you know, right-wing politics or capitalism creates wealth. Why then you are in the center?
Sir, capitalism is important, but I believe combining different aspects of both capitalism and socialism, that is very important because we will grow as an economy, we will grow as a world power, but it is also important to focus on the poor in our country, to focus on the socialist values. Because if we talk about India, India is a socialist country, which
Constitutionally, it's a
basically,
socialist country, but practically,
yes, sir.
abhi jo chal raha hai, we are no more socialist.
Practically, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That is, sir, I believe why I would prefer a centrist government.
Okay.
To carry on that socialism as well.
Okay, fine. Can you tell me how the president of the country is elected?
Yes, sir.
You can just think about
so there
it.
is a
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay, who is the president of India?
So, Ms. Draupadi Murmu.
Okay. And who is the vice president?
Sir, it is Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar.
Okay. And who presides over the Rajya Sabha?
Sir, the Vice President, that is Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar does.
Okay. And who is the Lok Sabha speaker presently?
Sir, Mr. Om Birla.
Right. Okay. So can you tell like how is the president elected?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not very sure, but I think the
We have studied
how
it
is the
in class
president
11th,
elected?
12th. It's there.
Yes, sir. I have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, there are two systems. One is first past the post system, and one is PR system. So president is elected with the help of the second system through all the MLAs in the Vidhan Sabhas of the country.
Only MLAs?
I'm not very sure about the entire
Okay.
process. I don't
It
recall.
actually involves all elected MPs and all elected MLAs. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Can you name a few fundamental rights?
Yes, sir. So one of the fundamental right is the right to religion. One second fundamental right, I would say, is
that article?
Yes, sir.
What is that article? Right to religion? Is it right to religion or right to freedom of religion?
Sir, freedom of religion.
Yeah, right to freedom of religion. What is that article?
Sir, I don't recall it right now. I'll have to work on
no issues. What else fundamental right do we have?
Sir, we have the right to constitutional remedies.
Right. Okay.
We have the right to freedom of expression.
Right. Okay. Freedom of speech and expression. Okay.
We have
fine. Yes, now coming to economics, who is the RBI governor?
So the RBI governor is Mr. Shaktikanta Das, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Can you tell me what is the main role of RBI? What are the functions of RBI?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the main role of RBI as a central bank of India is, first of all, it has the sole authority to issue currency notes in the country. And issuing currency role is a major function of RBI because commercial banks do not have that authority. Secondly, sir, I would say one of the most important functions of RBI is controlling the supply of credit. RBI can tamper on with the repo rate, the reverse repo rate, the open banking operations, and that is very beneficial to control the inflation and deflation in the country. So that is also one factor of RBI which is very important. Thirdly, RBI acts as the custodian of foreign reserves. So if it is a lender of last resort, so if the commercial banks, they ever need financial assistance, RBI provides them financial assistance so that the entire banking system of the country is not affected. Okay, fine. Can you tell me what is balance of trade? Yes, sir. So balance of trade is basically a part of balance of payment statement. Basically, balance of trade means export of goods minus import of goods, and it basically deals with the visible goods, right? The tangible goods, right? Can you tell me who measures inflation in India? Sir, I'm not sure. Okay, what is inflation? Sir, inflation is basically the increase in prices, right, due to excess demand. There are 4 reasons of inflation. The demand pull inflation that I'm talking about, it is basically when there is excess demand in the economy. Due to that excess demand and deficient supply, right, the prices of the goods, they increase. Okay, without any substantial increase in the goods and services. Fine. Okay, what is fiscal policy? So fiscal policy is basically the policy of the government which deals with taxation and one more thing. Yes, sir. Sir, taxation and expenditure. Yeah, taxation and budgeting. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, taxation and budgeting. Yes, sir. To be precise. All right. Okay, you have studied maths also, no? What is the graphical meaning of differentiation? Sorry, sir, can you repeat the question? Graphical meaning of differentiation. Graphical meaning. Yes, sir. Yeah. So can I have a few seconds? Yeah, sure. What does it show? If I differentiate a function at a particular point, what will I get at that point? Sir, I'm not sure, but I think differentiation graphically, it means the rate of change between
Right.
two quantities.
Right. It will show the slope of the curve or the rate
Slope
of
of the
change
curve.
at that particular point. It is one and the same thing. Fine. Okay. Can you tell the graphical meaning of integration?
So integration is just the inverse or the opposite of differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly integration shows graphically, I'm not sure, sir.
Okay. It shows area under the curve.
Area under the curve. Okay.
Yeah. So okay, so this is the end of the interview. Now I'll give you the feedback.
Right, sir.